Yo, what's going on, YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here, and as promised, I brought you guys that deck profile. What deck profile am I talking about? I'm talking about the Chaos Dragons. This is a 60 card build and all. For those of you who asked last time and may have not have gotten the picture, yes, it is most definitely 60 cards. So, alright. It is Sunday at the time of uploading this video. And, you know, one thing I want to go ahead and point out real quick. Yeah, so we got to see the, we had gotten a nice little update after round 9 and all that good stuff. And so I'm going to pull up a little chart. I'm going to pull up a chart just on the side, maybe over here somewhere, you know, showing you all the decks that are, you know, on the top tables. And yeah, you see some Sky Strikers, you see some Altergeist, you see some Cosmos, and you see some Lunalights, which is you know, it's pretty interesting. You know, it's pretty good. You know, nothing we would expect, but you know, something to take note of. But yeah, let's go ahead and look up at the top here. Let's go ahead and look at table 2. You see that right there? You see that right there, fam? That's right, Chaos Dragons right there, table 2. I knew this deck right here had some serious potential, and I don't know. We'll see what the deck looks like after the event concludes and all that, and see if it's any way, shape, or form similar to my build. If this person playing this deck watches my channel, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But with that out of the way, enough of the talk. Let's go ahead and get right on to that deck profile. Alright, so starting this bad boy off, we got probably the best card in the entire deck, 3 Eclipse Wyverns. Eclipse Wyvern is probably the heart and soul of the entire deck. It's what makes everything else possible. The more you just continue to abuse this card, the better off you'll be. You know, getting to all of your really good shenanigans and all that stuff, you know, not including just what the Guardragons can provide, but Eclipse Wyverns literally just add a whole new layer of just consistency to the deck, and that's what really matters. So, Eclipse Wyvern at 3 copies. Maybe you can get away with 2 if you weren't playing a 60 card build, that's fine. But anyway, onto the Eclipse Wyvern targets. We got our Dishrudo, 2 Legionnaires, 1 Chaos Emperor Dragon. Now, keep in mind, this right here should be the prize card. This should be the retrained Chaos Emperor Dragon. So if you have access to that, you should definitely get your hands on those. The fact that you can just use the scale effect to grab one of your banished Eclipse Wyverns and just add it back to your hand and then just get proc even more Eclipse Wyvern effects off during the combo is absolutely insane. It's huge. And and it's absolutely worth it. So next we got our Darkness Metal and our 1 copy of Dark Arm Dragon. Unfortunately, this is not ultimate, but I mark my words, I will get it ultimate. Count on it. Alright, next we got the supporting dragon cast, the support cast, you know, supporting characters to your main protagonist, if you will. You got your Pulsar and your Dark Flare. We still play these because these are still incredible. You will really want to end on a Pulsar and a Darkness Metal. Well, you used to want to, you know, when Snow was still in the game and you were able to use Shooting Riser and Synchro into Black Rose, you could nuke Pulsar with Darkness Metal and just revive the Darkness Metal, you know, save your Colossus and have your Skull Dread linked up with a Cerberus, and your whole board was pretty much still there. But that's not the case anymore. You still want Dark Flare, because if you resolve that effect, you're in a really good spot if you resolve Dark Flare, because you're turboing out 2 Eclipse Wyverns to the graveyard, and it's very important for some of the other techs we have in here. Speaking of further support for the dragon-based stuff, we got 2 Wyvern Busters and 2 Collapsed Serpents. These are level 4 targets to go into your Guard Dragons, and they are also there to banish your Eclipse Wyverns, banish your Thunder Dragon cards, and yeah, and it really comes in. And last but not least, we have the new addition to the deck, Defrag Dragon. Now, for those of you who did not watch my last Chaos Dragon video, this is a pseudo Fairy Tale Snow. Just on your turn, it's really there just to, not only is it a level 3 dragon to go into your Guardragons, but it can banish your Eclipse Wyverns from the graveyard if you have all 3 copies just sitting there. If you don't, you can also banish 3 copies of Lone Fire Blossom, because while it's in the grave, you have to, if you want to special summon this out of the graveyard, you banish 3 monsters in the grave with the exact same name to special summon this card. Also, if it's in your hand, you can send a monster, I believe. Let's see. You can special summon this card from here by sending one other monster from your hand to the graveyard, which can also be really, really huge in getting those Eclipse Wyverns out of your hand without normal summoning. And so that's it for the dragon part of the entire deck. Now we're going to go on to the support. We got Luminas, and yeah, 3 and 2 Twilight Luminas. These are your best Light Sworn cards because they allow you to just continue to mill if you're in the middle of a Lumina loop, looping Twilight and regular Lumina. If you really need to get those mills going, that can really come in. Next we got 2 Raidens, of course, and we got 2 Minervas, OG Minervas. These still have their, they're still incredible for its utility purposes. Not only does it get you that extra mill, but it is a level 3 tuner, which is something that you might want to keep in mind. Also, that this little effect when it's normal summoned, people don't pay attention to it, but because we're playing level 3 and level 4 dragons in the deck, you can reliably get that effect off if you activate like a mill spell first. But so yeah, when it's normal summon, you can add a light dragon type monster from your deck to your hand, whose level is less than or equal to the total number of light sworns with different names resting in your graveyard. So I guess Defrag Dragon can't be added since it is a dark, but it's nice to know you can just search out your Eclipse Wyverns. But next we got 2 Wolves and a Felis. You still want the Felice because you're not going to always go first. So this is a little bit of an extended Lightsworn package, but again, it is 60 cards. Alright, next you got your further support. You got, your 3 Lone Fire Blossoms and your Predaplants, your Scorpios, your 3 Scorpios and your Cobra. Again, this makes Defrag Dragon in your grave automatically live. This, super thins your deck so you're not getting into any more copies. You're going into your Scorpio, your Cobra. Again, it's kind of needed since Brilliant Fusion did go to 1. It is unfortunate. Next we got another package for our Wing Condition. We got Hawk, Roar, and Dark. If I had space, I'd probably play an extra Roar, maybe. But yeah, if you have extra Roars, probably play it just so you can see it faster. And last off, to round the monsters, we got the Garnets, which is, we got Actual Garnet and Galaxy Serpent to support your Borreload Savage plays and your World Legacy Guardragon and all that good stuff. So that is it for the monsters. The monsters, yeah, there was a lot of them. So now you got your turbo cards. You got your 3 charges, your 3 recharges, and your 3 allures. These are what's going to allow you to just turbo through your deck like really hard. If you open at least 2 of these cards, you're probably going to win. You're probably going to have a combo. Like, realistically, if you resolve 1 of these cards, you can have the combo because generally your hand is pretty good. In a deck like this, all you really need to do is see a spell card. If you see a spell card in your hand, you're probably going to have the combo. But next, you got your consistency cards. We got 2 Dragon Shrines over here. Nice little secret rares. You probably won't be able to see them, but that's whatevs. You got your 2 Melodies to be able to search your Levianeers and your Chaos Emperor Dragon or prize card if you have it. You really want to see this. I mean, I wouldn't bump it up to 3 because you can only wait. Oh wow, this isn't even a hard once per turn. Shoot, I may add a 4th target just and maybe bump this up to 3, maybe. I mean, if it's not once per turn, why not, right? and 2 World Legacy Guardragons. These are not, again, these are proxies for World Legacy Guardragon, which came out in Savage Strike. It's an ultra rare that lets you must reborn a level 4 lower dragon, and then you can target a dragon on the field and then move it over to another zone, which is incredibly important. It is the difference between 4 and 5 interruptions with your board. Alright, so, and last but not least, we got the one-ofs. We got Foolish Burial, Gold Sark, and the lone copy of Brilliant Fusion. Sad to see Brilliant Fusion go down to 1, but you know, it's still ever faithful. I think I was only playing 1 Brilliant Fusion in this deck anyway, if I can recall, so it may not have been the worst. So alright, now we're finally done with our main deck. On to the extra deck. So, you know, we're gonna start off with the fusions. We got 1 Seraphonite and 1 Colossus. Now we got 2 Synchros. We got a hard red Dragon Archfiend Abyss for your Guardragon play, and your FA Dawn Dragster, you know, based on what you want to end with. You got now you got your XCs. You got your 1 copy of Levier. It does come up quite a bit to extend your plays. It lets you revive your Eclipse Wyvern, so you can not only have an extra Eclipse Wyvern effect, but it guarantees you a dragon target for your Summon Sword play, so you can get going. And obviously we'll play 38 because it's a part of our big board we want to make. Alright, so now that we're done with those, now it's on to the Link monsters. We got Ruperticus, Summon Sorceress. Gotta love that nice juicy combo. 1 Elfie, 1 Pitsy, 1 Agapane. These are... I can't stress how incredible these cards really are. These cards are awesome. I hate the condition to where you can only summon dragons when they're on the board, but who cares? You got 2 Saryujas for that. So we got 2 Saryujas, and again, this is 14 extra decks, so for the 15th one, I decided to throw in a Boral Sword Dragon just in case I'm going second, because this deck can push through quite a bit of interruptions. But in this format, where you got a lot of Gozen matches and Rivalry or Warlords and stuff like that, that might not be the greatest thing in the world. So, that is it for the extra deck. Now, we got a weird side deck. Well, it's not weird, like half of it is weird, but the other half is like kind of standard. So, I think, yeah, these are all going second cards. Why? Because the main deck naturally can just go first, and if it goes first, it wins. That's normally how that goes. So we're not gonna, like, who's going to go second without having Pankratops in their side deck? I mean, come on now. It's like, if you're looking, like, if I would choose any card to go second with, it would probably be Pankratops. Normally it used to be evenly, but Pankratops has really have been showing its stuff. Not only that, but with evenly, my opponent can choose to keep their Gozen match or their Rivalry. On this, I can just get rid of it. So, back row isn't an issue. It's the floodgates that are an issue. And so that's what I want to get rid of. Next, we got the red reboots, because we don't like back row. And also hate True Nades because, well, we don't like back row. And we want to auto-win against Sky Strikers when we resolve that card. So, there's that. Now it's on to the interesting stuff. Now it's on to the nice little spicy stuff going on here. So we got 2 Terraformings, and we got a Magical Midbreaker Field. Now, some of you are probably scratching your heads to, and asking, why Magical Midbreaker Field when it's no longer a 3? You won't be able to open it, blah, 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 blah. And you can search it with Terraforming, but you won't be able to activate this. But little do people realize, if you look at this card, it says activate this card at the start of your main phase 1 or 2. So, if you are playing against a deck like Altergeist or Sky Strikers or freaking Subterra Guru Control, like anything that plays back row, or if you're just playing up against a lot of interruptions, like sometimes I just want, it's worth entering your battle phase, skipping your battle phase, like skipping your main phase 1 just to go main phase 2. Resolve this Midbreaker Field so you can actually, so you can kind of play. Being able to play for free is pretty good, if you ask me. So again, especially against Sky Strikers, it is worth just skipping your battle phase just so you can play the game. So now we got 3 more cards, 2 of them. You know, nice little blast to the past, but it helps you go second and clear boards. 2 Judgment Dragons. Yep, we only got 2 of them because, like, you don't want 3. It gets really cloggy. This is one of my favorite cards in the entire game. Now, the one thing I can't stand about this card is the fact that it is 2600 defense and not 2500 defense. It should have had Blue Eye stats. That way I could actually search these with Melody, and these would just be way better. Like, Judgment Dragons would be so much better if it had 2500 defense. If you could search these off of Melody, like, oh my, you have no idea how insane that is to be able to just search these. But we played 2 of those just to go second, to help us go second. So, you know, you can side out some things there, you know, banish them with Eclipse Wyverns, push through some negates, and if they still got some things on the board, just drop them and nuke the field. And the last card we got in the side deck, and it is a personal tech of mine, and it really, really works, especially against Sky Strikers, and that is Whitehorn Dragon. This card right here, because this deck is Chaos Dragons can easily summon this multiple times. This card right here just auto wins the Sky Striker matchup. Not because it just it deals with Widowmakers and all this, but because every time this card is summoned, you can target 5 spells in your opponent's graveyard and just banish them. And yeah, it gains 300 attack for each card banished by this effect, but who cares? Like, I've summoned this thing like twice in one turn against Sky Strikers with a loaded grave, and basically what this just does, it just says, oh, what's that? You got a loaded grave? I'm sorry, you have to start over. You know, you're no longer going to have like 3 spells. This will make sure your opponent never has 3 spells in their graveyard. Not only that, but banishing all their good stuff, like, you can, like, being able to pinpoint and just like pull out 2 engages, like 2 Widowmakers and Eagle Booster, like, that's just huge. That really just slows down your opponent in such a way in terms of just being able to control the game and the in the later stages. Like, it's so big. It's so big that, like, your opponent will actually be afraid to actually play anything because they just don't want this to get banished. Again, you can summon this with Pulsar, you can summon this with Darkness Metal, you can summon this with the Guardragons. It's like, literally, I'll just, every time I play Sky Strikers, I'm like, okay, I know for a fact I'm about to side this card in. I'm about to side this card in, and I'm going to do some damage. So, anyway, that's it for the deck profile, guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Again, that that Table 2 Chaos Dragon player, I'll be waiting for that deck profile to see just how similar his build is to mine and all that goodness. So look out for that. I'll probably do a nice little video regarding, you know, the aftermath of the YCS. Who knows? But anyway, let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below regarding Chaos Dragons. Do you think they have some real potential for future role play? Again, you know, you see this guy just at YCS, just at the end of day 1, just at Table 2, so he's doing something right. So yeah, look out. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.